you do not understand what it takes to have value. People are failing because they mistaken gold for glitter.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sir the Pretty Gangster because I'm Pretty Gangster. Today I am here with a Wednesday because why not? I already explained to you guys how it works and all that. So if you're gonna see this on a Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Damn. I am also joined by a friend. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Sibusiso, a podcaster, a thinker, and a public speaker.
He has a podcast. Oh, he already said that. I will include his podcast on the description box. You can go and listen to his podcast. Today's topic is let's pour the wine first. Whew. Today's topic is failure to adapt. I decided to speak about this topic because I have realized how stubborn people are, and I'm not talking about like everyone, just what I've been realizing lately, what I've been seeing. People are so stubborn and they don't want anything to do with change.
This topic, the first thing that came into mind was, why do we fail? Why do we fail to adapt? That was the first question that came into my mind. And to realize that, what is failure? Because the moment we speaking about failure, we have to understand the word failure and adaptation. Understand?
I think people should understand what adaptation is, and the definition I got for adaptation is to suit different conditions. And I feel like, to answer your question, Guti, why do people fail to adapt? Personally, I feel like people fail to adapt because adapting comes with changing the way you do things, the way you do your normal things, what you do on a daily basis. You need to have skills, so that is why people fail to adapt, because they don't have those skills. They are used to what they are used to, and which brings me back to what I was saying in the beginning, Guti. They are stubborn. They don't want to. Okay, besides Guti, maybe they want to, they can't and all that. I feel like they just don't want to. They have that mentality of Guti, I'm used to this. This is what I want. I don't want anything else besides what I am used to.
And based on what you say, I feel like, an environment enables a person to adapt to anything, right? So based on the situation in which you're in, you spoke about skills, which is very important. Skills are only based on an environment that you're in. So what do I mean by that? If I'm in a different environment, I need certain different skills. And if maybe in such I'm in prison, I need certain skills for that place. If I'm in a USA, I need certain skills for that place. So adaptation is based on environment. What's your take on that?
It's true. I think it is true. Also, okay, besides the jail thingy, let's talk about an everyday thing, like what we see on our daily basis, because obvious the people that we're talking to are not going to jail. Are not going to jail. And I know there's some people that are gonna be like, I don't need new skills because I'm not going to jail. I'm not. So I feel like we should make examples with things that we see
on a daily
basis.
There's a book which is based on habits. It speaks on the basis of habits. What are habits, right? Connected to the same topic we want to speak about.
Yeah.
And I felt like, because the first thing that came into mind was, what is adaptation? What is adaptation? What do I mean when I'm saying I'm failing to adapt, right? To realize that when I'm speaking about adaptation, I'm not speaking about a thing that is suddenly done. I am speaking about a thing that is built, right? So you build the ability to adapt. And you build the ability to adapt based on the environment which you're in. So based on the audience, we're speaking to people who aspire to be successful.
Of course.
So you build the ability to be successful.
Yeah.
On habits, right? So the habits that you put in your life on a daily, they build you that ability to adapt. So you spoke about stubbornness. Stubbornness is the resistance of the mind, whereby you do not want to learn. You resist learning. You resist the process of growing.
Yeah, and I feel like when you fail to do that, that is when creating bad habits come in. Creating unhealthy habits come in. If you can't adapt to anything, if you don't want to change, then that is when you just start doing things that are just not healthy because you know.
And I feel like what we're doing is very interesting, right? We're taking the point of failure to adapt and we're putting it on the basis of habits. And we're saying that ability to adapt is based on the habits which a person has, right? So the habits which you develop and the habits which you self-develop inside of yourself give you that ability to adapt.
Also, I think with adapting, it requires a lot of focus, something which people don't have. Like they just can't do it.
You know what I realized with myself in places which I have failed to adapt was that I never realized what value is, right? So how do I link this to? So I linked it on the basis of saying that understanding what realness is makes one understand what adaptation is. You cannot adapt to something which is fake.
You cannot adapt to something which
It's fake. You can't adapt to something which you can't touch.
Okay.
On the basis of saying that it's not something which is sustainable. Let me explain it. So, okay, my point was that some places we end up chasing wind. No? Chasing wind, that means we're chasing things that we cannot find, the things that we cannot hold, right? So my point on that was that adaptation is based on something which you can hold, something which is tangible, something which has value. You adapt to something which is valuable. What is making us not adapt, right? Let's speak about the economy. Let's speak about the young people in the economy. We are in an economy which is failing to grow. We're in an economy which young people are failing in their lives. We're in an economy which people are facing poverty and starvation, right? And what is causing that? It's on the basis of saying that we have failed to adapt to the times that we are in, right? We have failed to adapt to the climates of the economy. We have failed to adapt to the climates of humankind, right? And that is caused all by the basis of saying we do not know what realness is. We do not know what value is. Adaptation is based on understanding what value is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said adaptation is a principle. And everything in this world is guided and governed by principles. Adaptation is a principle. Last this month, I'm listening to T.D. Jakes. He speaks of a race of monkeys, which were born in a place where there were no trees, right? So there was no use for the tail, you know?
The tail.
The tail. So the monkeys had no tail. Okay, the story is not like that, but similar to that. So the monkeys had no tail. But the moment they moved to a place which had trees, now they needed the tail. And based on the environment that they were in, the tail started growing.
The tail started growing based on the environment. Never that.
Okay, let me explain fair. When we're speaking about human evolution, we're speaking about a human mind or the human body adapting to times, right? So maybe the fish to be what human, and then to be human that we are now, based on the theory of human evolution. So the theory states that based on the climates, on the economy, or the environmental climates which changed, people were able to develop further and further based on the environment. So if the climate changes right now, we will adapt to the climate. Even our physical statures or physical being will change based on the environment that you're in.
Okay, I guess that is why I brought you here, because you know all this and we don't.
Okay. In terms of life, in terms of success, we're not where we should be. We have failed to adapt.
You know, I would be more comfortable in speaking if we were filming this in my room. I feel like I saw him on.
Yeah, it's a move, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's fine. So we were saying we had to shift places, guys, because I failed to adapt. I must admit. But yeah, we were filming in my friend's room, and then we had to come down and film in my room because I wasn't comfortable with them just sitting there staring at me while we speak. Very uncomfortable shit. Very uncomfortable stuff. Yeah. So, like I was saying, what I realized with the importance of adapting, when I first started living here, I used to be so depressed because the things that the conditions are not the same. Like, I used to get so mad, which brings me to my stubbornness points and all that. I was so mad. I was like, this is not how I used to live at home. I am used to washing my clothes with a washing machine, but when I got here, I was so mad. I was like, I can't wash my clothes with my own hands. I cannot use my own hands to wash my clothes. I'm not going to do that. And then I also sat and asked myself, if you're not going to do it, who's going to do it for you? No one's going to do it for you. And then as time went by, I got used to the place. I started loving the place. And then one day, like, I was just sitting, I thought, oh, this place is actually not so bad. It's not as bad as I was making it seem when I first started living here. And then I also realized that nothing really changed. It's still the same place I got when I first started living here. I just got used to the place. I adapted to the place. Then I realized, no, actually adapting is important. And then the other day I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a friend of, you know, that guy that was there. Oh God. I was speaking to his friend. He told me that he doesn't want to adapt. He will never adapt to anything, because when you adapt, you get comfortable. When you're comfortable, you're not going to succeed. What do you think of that?
You know, I feel this conversation is very deep, right? On the aspects of saying that it touches a lot of lives, and it could be what determines success in a sense, right? I feel like success is based on adaptation, you understand? So you succeed on the basis of your ability to adapt, right? And adaptation does not mean conforming.
What's conforming? Conforming
is living the way other people live, situating yourself in the standard which they are. So Fagi Paipi, a verse. It says, do not conform to the standards of the world. What does that mean? It means ungabi yibo. Ungaphenduki bona. You understand? And that's what people mistake. They mistaken conforming with adapting.
Oh yeah, they do, ne?
You know?
Yeah.
So adapting is not conforming.
It's just for yourself, like you getting used to the environment so that you can, when you're comfortable in everything, like everything around you, you can then do better. You can improve on, because obviously when you get somewhere, you first start, it's not, you don't, what am I trying to say? You don't you don't really succeed in a lot of things because you don't know how to do things. You don't know how people are used to doing things there. And I'm not even saying doing things the way people do them, but how they survive, you know. So then, what was my point? I forgot.
But I get what you're trying to say. Adaptation is not conforming, meaning that you can take your same mind, right? You can still take that international mindset that you have, that mindset of never giving up, that mindset of always pushing and succeeding for more, even in places where people have given up.
Yeah.
Right?
So then how do people adapt? Where do you even begin?
I feel like the first basis is understanding that you have to separate the two. You have to separate conforming and adapting. Right? Understand what conforming is and understand what adapting is. Because adapting, you can still take the same mindset that you have, the powerful mindset of traveling the world, seeing things, you know, and becoming that great person. Right? You can still take that same mindset. Even in the place where they say this place is full of failure, this place is full of people who do not think.
You can change that.
You can change that. You can still have that same kind of mindset in such a place. So that's what adaptation means. Adaptation means you could be in a situation but not think like the situation.
Yeah. But like, I feel like in order to adapt, which I thought you were going there, but you didn't go there. Understanding your environment. Okay, I get understanding the difference between adapting and confirming, but understanding your environment. I feel like once you just understand everything that is happening, you know, everything, and then you can get used to it. You can create habits for yourself. You can create healthy habits. You could see, okay, this is how I'm going to survive. This is how I'm going to do things. And also, this doesn't even go with being in jail, in school. And I feel like with young people, it starts with the attitude.
You have to welcome change.
Ne? Yeah, it starts with the attitude. I feel like if people can change their attitude, if young people especially, if they can change their attitude, then they can be able to like accept change and their mistakes. And their mistakes, they can...
Nice point.
Yeah.
Nice point.
If you accepting your mistakes. And I actually saw a quote. I wrote it down somewhere. Damn, I can't find it, guys. My notes are just crumbled up. I can't even find the quote anymore. It's by LeBron. Oh, here's it. You have to be able to accept failure to get better. Yeah, and I feel like people just don't want to accept failure. They think that once you failed, it's shy. And you can actually learn from that mistake and use those mistakes to actually get better.
You perfectly summed it up. I feel like that's what we're speaking about. You know, I know the topic is failure to adapt. Now we're speaking about how to adapt in a sense, right? We're speaking about that sometimes accepting that you have failed provides you an opportunity to win, right? Sometimes accepting who you are provides you the opportunity to win.
So what are the reasons why people can't accept failure?
I feel like we're trying to... You know what's happening now? I feel like that's what I was speaking about when we went upstairs with God.
Literally.
So that's what I was trying to explain, is that the moment you do not understand value, you mistaken glitter for gold. You know? Because you do not understand what it takes to have value. People are failing because they mistaken gold for glitter.
Yeah, I also feel like not having an open mind.
Exactly. Or even an open heart.
They just... And it all comes down to stubbornness.
now I'm a victim of this, you know. I wanted to be in a high institution, right? Not a public high institution, private high institution. Bets, so forth. Had dreams, aspirations, right? And when it happened that I couldn't get there, I stopped everything. You understand? I stopped believing that I was capable. Right? And when I was introduced into the public institution, I couldn't adapt. I couldn't become the best of my ability because
you had this thing in your mind, you had an image already drawn, and then when you didn't get what you wanted, you just...
I resisted change. The moment I got to where I didn't want to go, but destiny took me, or fate took me there, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to adapt.
I felt like I had the same problem, but not exactly. I wanted to study something different. And then when first day actually, when we had orientation, that was when I realized that I belong here. I'm supposed to be here. This is where God put me, because I'm actually good at this. The course that we're doing. I'm so I'm not gonna lie to you, and I get this, like I get not just my friends. I've been a promoter. I used to go to stores, stand there for like the entire day and convince people to buy bread, convince people to buy Danone. And it was so hard, but I remember this one lady was like, you're so nice, you work well with people, you know how to speak to people. And then this other one was like, what do you want to do? What do you want to study after this? Like, what's your plan? And then I was like, television, dun, dun, dun. And they're like, this is where you belong. This, you're good at this. This is what you need to be doing. And then I just thought, okay, no, I'll just be an influencer on Instagram on the side. But I am definitely going to be a director. This thing of marketing, don't. It's not for me, guys. It's not for me. It's not my thing. I'm going to be a director. And then I prayed about it. A friend of mine told me that when I pray, I shouldn't ask for what I want. I should ask God to put me where He wants me to be.
Sure.
Where He wants me to be.
Sure.
Ne? I prayed like that. And then one day, I applied at a different school. Ne? That school never got back to me. This is the only school that got back to me. The other schools I applied for, office ntontoni, business ntontoni, I qualified for everything I applied for, but they never got back to me. This is the only school that got back to me. And then, I came here. As time went by, I realized that, wait a minute, this is where God wants me. And I'm actually doing good. And I'm good at this. I'm doing good in school, like with my marks and everything. This is actually where I need to be. This is where I need to be. And then my mindset shifted.
You know, what's nice here is that we understand in the Sifundo marketing is that destination does not determine experience, right?
I don't get it.
So destination does not determine experience. And then may continue, it says that what it determines experience is service. So, you know, you get the best of something, not because of where you are, but because of the service that you get where you are, you know. And when you're served by God, you get everything anywhere that you are. Even if you could be in the pit of Ingulube, but if you're served by God, you can change that pit into the royal house, right? Because it's never about destination. It's all about
the mindset.
The mindset.
And you can change that by adapting. As soon as you start adapting, you can literally you can do everything. Okay, not everything, but you can do things. You can get somewhere. You can get somewhere. So then, yeah, I feel like I want to tell you guys how you can adapt to a certain place. Firstly, you need to push yourself to get out of your comfort zone. Push yourself to get out of your comfort zone. And then, which also brings me back to what the other friend said. He said he doesn't want to be comfortable. If you adapt, you're gonna be comfortable. When actually it's the opposite. You need to push yourself to go out of your comfort zone, and then learn to have an open mind, and then learn to embrace change. Embrace change.
I feel like we summed it up. We really spoke about powerful points.
So yes, I think, is that it?
Yeah, I feel like it is. It is. Realize what God has given you. Accept what God has given you.
Accept what God has given you. Yeah, even if you don't realize, first accept. I feel like accepting comes first.
Yeah, with
you have to accept what it is that you are given. Like I want to make an example. Let me think. Let's say you want a phone. Oh, I wanted an iPhone 12.
Yeah.
Look at what God gave me. I wanted an iPhone 12 because I wanted to do certain things. But God gave me an iPhone 8. And then I feel like that is his way of saying, okay, you say you want to do this. Let me give you something that is small. Show me how you're going to use that. And then you're going to get better. You're only going to get better. Like, you need to show it. Can you handle that bigger thing that you want? Can you handle it? Because if you can't handle the small thing, you will not be able to handle bigger things. You will not be able to handle bigger things. So it brings us down to accepting what God gives you. Accept. If you want to go to a certain school and then you just don't get accepted there, you get accepted in another school. Take it. Maybe at some points you just firstly it's what am I trying to say? Maybe what you want is really not good for you. It's not good for you. So then, yeah, just accept.
Okay, I'm going to touch on two things, right? I said failure to adapt is based on principles, right? So, and you spoke about a principle which is very important, and that is the thing of saying that sometimes you get something too early. What do I mean by that? I'm going to refer to the Bible. So, we find Christ on the mountain. Yeah. He's fasting on the mountain. And then Satan comes to him. He would say, I'm going to give you everything that is here, right? The land, everything that you desire, right? Because Christ comes to save you on the land. He says, I'm going to give you. The only thing you should do is just worship me now, right? And then Christ denies it. What is important about the scripture is that sometimes we have to deny something, although we want it, but we want it at the wrong time.
No.
Because sometimes you have to go through the pain and the struggle
to understand the value of what you have. 100%.
You know?
Yeah. I get it. I also, like, I see with again, school. I feel like most of the things are just around school, rest. But if I hadn't taken a gap year last year, I would have been in the wrong place now. I would have been in the wrong place now, and then I wouldn't even realize, because then I realize now that I wasn't ready back then. I wasn't last year. I wasn't ready for everything that I wanted at that time. I wasn't ready. Like, I'm gonna tell you this now. And then I realized that if I had gotten what I wanted back then, I would have misused it. But now I know the value of everything I have. Literally everything. Someone else might look at it and think, this is small. It's like it's small stuff. It's small stuff. But when you know the value of that thing, you appreciate it more. You appreciate it more. And yeah.
Oh, imagine we're still speaking about failure to adapt, because that's where it is, right? It's there. The understanding and the appreciation of things makes a person adapt to things. But if they fail to understand, if they fail to appreciate, they fail to adapt.
Nah. And if they fail to adapt, they fail to succeed.
Failure means death in this case. You know, before Chief Dada and coming here, before we shifted from God and we came here,
I just want to explain this to everyone. God is a person, guys. And I'm not talking about God. No. There is a friend of ours. His name is God. His nickname is God. So we were chilling with him on top floor. We were chilling at the top floor with God. And then we decided to come down here because I failed to adapt to the environment. I couldn't talk in front of people. I was so uncomfortable. So I just decided, because there's no one in my room, we'll just come here, film in my room, and then I'll go back to, oh no, I won't go back. But yeah, we just decided to leave our God. So when he says we left God at the top, we left that guy. Yeah.
So whilst we're still there, what was I speaking about?
We're speaking about the mountain, and then when you're not ready,
you should be ready before you take it.
Is there a point that you wanted to say after that?
I wrote here at the bottom, right? This was my last point while I was thinking. I was that sometimes you can grow from pain, and then you can grow from struggle. You know, we usually look at pain and struggle from one point of view. You know, put mind with this law of attraction, right? I think people got it wrong, right? They got the law wrong. They got that you attract only what is good. Good. But you never realize that sometimes you can get growth from pain. You can even get growth from struggle. And you grow.
Always.
You grow from that struggle, you grow from that pain. And you should always have the mind of, I want more. Nice. Now you should understand what growth means.
You should understand that in order for you to get more, this is what you need to go through.
The struggle, the pain. You know? Because must lala skala. We thought that sekuphelile, you right? Masisilele and we're feeling so much pain and you're going kabuhlungu and nothing is going the way we want it to go, and we thought we're not attracting the law of attraction. But no, we are, because the law comes with the pain. The law comes with the sacrifices, right? Because we want to be something greater. It's not about the trips. It's not about the Dubai trips. It's about deciding that I'm going to take the trip, right? If you're going to take the trip and you don't have enough in your budget, that means you have to save, right? And work. Because to get to that Mumbai, Dubai, Durban trip, Cape Town trip, you have to save. That means when friends are having fun, you have to say, no, I'm not, because I'm planning for the trip, yes, to Cape Town. Okay. So the law of attraction comes with the pain of attraction.
And I feel like this is where people lose the focus that I was speaking about. Because then when you... This is another thing we forgot to say. Avoiding distractions. Avoiding distractions. Because then you can want something, you can want to get used to a certain place. But if there's distractions... Sorry guys, my phone rang. But yeah, where were we?
Like
Distractions. Avoiding distractions. Yeah.
Distractions. The phone is a distracting.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like if you want to get used to something, if you want to try to adapt to a certain place, try to also avoid distractions and don't lose the focus. Focus on what you want. With the people, I feel like what I can tell everyone that is especially matriculants, it's okay not to study what you want to study. It's okay, you can study something else, but I'm not saying just accept anything, whatever it is that comes to you, accept it. No, but don't be too down. Don't be too sad about it. And then with older people, I feel like just learn to adapt with whatever it is that you are given, or whatever environment that you are put in. There was something that I actually wanted to say.
I feel like I could say adapt with change, adapt with the purpose in mind. Stick to what you want to do. You want to be that teacher, but you have this path to go through before you get to that path. Walk the path.
Yeah, even if you are 30 and you are still not where you want to be, eventually you'll get there. But just take it one step at a time. And yeah, I think we are gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys got something from this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. He actually skipped class. He skipped class to be here. Thank you for that. Yeah, I will see you guys on my next video. Oh, do you want to say something before we leave?
If you fail to adapt, you die.
You die. That sounds so wrong.
You do. You literally die. We have failed as a country to adapt to change, and a lot of people die.
Okay, guys, if you fail to adapt, you die. I personally don't agree with that, but I do feel like there is gonna be consequences. There's gonna be consequences that you will have to go through. So just learn to adapt. Please get rid of the stubbornness. Do not be stubborn. Get rid of it. Like, totally have an open mind to everything. And then yeah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know what my next video is gonna be. Oh, a story time. I'm coming with a story time. If you like the news, you will have to wait for my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Please comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you have anything, if you feel like there's something that we missed, because obviously we can't talk about everything because it's such a
broad topic.
Yeah, it is. So if there's anything that you want to add in this topic, you can add it. Comments, let us know everything. If you also have failed to adapt and you have faced the consequences of not adapting, let me know, and yeah, I will respond in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please also listen to his podcast. I will leave the name of the podcast, or I will try to get the link and link the podcast on the description box, and then you guys can just go there and listen to his podcast. Thank you. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.